as a speaker. So the title of my presentation is The Limitations Inherent in Sustainable Development and How to Overcome Them. My major is environmental sociology, maybe the first terminology you have heard, environmental sociology, focusing on the mutual relationship between nature and human socio-economic system. This is a very, very social science area. The theme of this conference is natural science, okay? Engineering, all right? However, in broader sense, I'm very heterogeneous from your major. However, when we look at very carefully, I think all of you have heard about sustainable development, okay? All right. So the sustainable development has been suggested officially by United Nations in 1997. The reason was quite very simple because 300 years ago, our society was agricultural period. However, we promoted the industrialization from 18th century, 300 years ago. The reason was very simple. Why we promote industrialization? In agricultural society, economically, we are very, very poor. In everyday life, we have no car, no phone, so very, very inconvenient. So in order to improve material affluence and convenience in everyday life, we promoted industrialization. So I think it was very, very successful because at the moment we enjoy very high level of material affluence, very convenience in everyday life. You enjoy mobile phone, private car, so many things. In agricultural society, no phone, everyone, no car, everyone should work. All right. However, as you know, the achievement of high level of material affluence and convenience in life was based on the sacrifice of nature, because we have to extract lots of resources from nature, all right? And also in the process of producing goods and services, we emitted lots of pollution. Then everything was returned to nature. So in agricultural society, our material affluence is very, very low. However, nature enjoyed its original quality as it is, okay? However, in industrial society, it was totally inversed. Therefore, how to combine the original quality of nature and improvement of material affluence? That was a very, very good idea. That is sustainable development. Therefore, from the middle of 19th, United Nations started to promote sustainable development at a global level, in a way to coexistence between nature and humans. However, still, we are faced with lots of natural disasters like climate change or ozone depletion like that. Even though we have promoted lots of policies for achieving sustainable development, why we are still faced with such a challenges from nature? That means ideologically, conceptually, sustainable development is very desirable. However, I think there are some limitations inherent in sustainable development. So from social science side, I would like to introduce what limitations are inherent in sustainable development and how to overcome. So without overcoming such limitations inherent in sustainable development, I think we cannot achieve sustainable development as we design. Okay. All right. Then I am from, I think, this is South Korea, Japan. I'm from Jeju, an island in South Korea and Japan. This is the outlines. Yeah. For example, what is happening to nature since the industrial evolution in the 18th century? The structure of ecosystem started being polluted and destroyed. And we need to understand the mechanism of nature being polluted and distracted by human activities related to improvement of economic affluence and convenience life. And we need to examine again the implications of industrialization. Is it really good or not bad? Okay. Then, based on such a basic understanding, I would like to introduce, as I have said to you before, the terminology sustainable development concept and implication. Sustainable development officially emerged in 1980. However, before 1980, social scientists started the argument, hot debate on industrialization. Okay, based on that, United Nations established the concept and the implication. So I would like to introduce the first emergence of the sustainable development and in social science hot debate on sustainable development. Okay. Then after that, based on the findings from here, we can identify the limitations. Then lots of limitations. However, I would like broadly categorized limitations into four areas. I would like the limitations in terms of these four categories and how to overcome each limitation. This is the whole outline. However, the time given to me is just 40 minutes, so I would like to skip the first one. I would like to start from the part 2. Okay. Okay, then the first emergence of sustainable development was 19th century. That means the after 100 years since industrialization has been advanced, then social scientists could identify something is happened to nature. That means original quality of nature is polluted or distracted. So they suggested some idea how to recover the polluted, destroyed nature. After that, about for 200 years, everyone kept silence. No argument about the industrialization because they could observe just the positive side of industrialization, material affluence, convenience in everyday life. So 1970s, then Then in social science, there were two groups of scholars, very hot debate on industrialization. And after that, United Nations started to involve in industrialization. And with the official emergence of the concept and implications by WCED and Environment Conference since 1980s. I would like, this is the emergence process of the concept and the implications of industrialization. Okay, in 19th centuries, neoclassical economists, they did not use the terminology sustainable development. However, they suggested an idea like the sustainable development. The basic idea was market price should include ecological cost. So market price means, for example, television is sold $100 in a market. Then what's the source of market price? Then the owner of enterprise, he paid $50 for buying resource, okay, buying, and he paid $80 for the workers' labor charge, then 20% profit, then the $100. This means in the process of resource extraction, in the process of producing television, the nature was polluted. There is an ecological cost. So market price $100 does not include the ecological cost, just the cost buying resource and labor charge and just the profit. So the therefore the economists argued market price should include the ecological cost. Then what will happen? Market price will increase, not $100, $110. This is the way saving resource through increasing market price of manufactured product and preventing nature from being polluted. Very simple idea. Right? Then for 200 years, no one argued. However, in 1970s, the social scientists, two groups of social scientists, their perspective on industrialization. One group is pessimistic perspective. The other one is optimistic. Pessimistic perspective, their argument was like that. If industrialization is advanced continuously on the basis of the sacrifice of nature, then what will happen? We will be faced with unsustainability in terms of pollution, energy, food pollution, and so many things. Therefore, we should be satisfied with the current level of material affluence and convenience in everyday life. In other words, no more advanced industrialization. Do you agree? We have to satisfy with the current level. But another group, optimistic group, they argued industrialization should be advanced continuously. Why we have such limitations? That was based on low level of technology. If we develop the spoiled plastic will not be a pollution material. So the limitations can be overcome by innovation of technology, economic development based on reinvestment of capital. Which side are you on? Pessimistic or the optimistic? Therefore, after the social science, from social science, such a debate emerged, then United Nations started to involve industrialization process. Then, from the United Nations perspective, very, very difficult whether to follow positive argument on industrialization or negative way. Therefore, United Nations was very, very clever, should be combined, negative and positive perspective, compromising perspective. Therefore, industrialization should be promoted, but in different way. Very good idea, okay? So, and also that should be promoted on the basis of cooperative activity among all countries at a global level. One country's activity is not good enough. All nations should be cooperative. Therefore, United Nations suggested a slogan in 1970s, only one Earth we have to say, save. Then changed the slogan from only one Earth to eco-development. However, no action plan. In order to achieve only one Earth eco-development, what we have to do, that should be an action plan. However, just suggest the slogan. Again, after 1987, officially, United Nations suggested the concept. Then, three conceptual components: economy, environmental, and society, and set up the goal. Economy, its goal is development. Environmental, its goal is conservation. Society, overcoming poverty. That means improvement of material affluence. Okay, three conceptual components, and each conceptual component has a goal. Okay, however, 1987 they didn't establish action plan to achieve the goal of economic. What we have to do to achieve the conservation of environment, what we have to do, no action plan. The action plan was established 1982, 1982, as we know, Rio Environmental Conference, okay? Then the United Nations adopted global action plan. We call this action plan Agenda 21. 21 means 21st century. Then the Agenda 21 is consisted of the roles by organization, government, what government has to do for achieving sustainable development, civil organization, what they have to do, business enterprise citizens, okay? Then after that, United Nations hold every 10 years or every 20 years, then the conference is called Rio plus 10, Rio plus 20, like that. And also another activity is a global conference on specific issues such as population, food security, disaster, like that. Then I think everyone knows at the moment we have sustainable development goals. I think everyone knows. Before these sustainable development goals were set up, the United Nations suggested the Millennium Development Goals, the target year from 2000 to 2015, with 8 major goals and 21 specific. Then the target year from this year to 2030 Sustainable Development Goals. We know 17 major goals with 169 specific goals. For example, no poverty, zero hunger, quality education, good health, like that, all right? Then this one is a comparison of difference between millennium and the sustainable goals in terms of number of goals, targeting country, key focus, leading actor, like that. This is very summarized comparison, all right? Okay, then after that, even though United Nations still continue promoting sustainable development, at the moment, the sustainable development goals. However, during 1980s in social science, we had very hot debate on sustainable development, whether it is useful or not. Okay, so I would like to introduce. Some people, some scholars, oh, that's very useful, okay? However, some scholars who has the negative perspective on sustainable development, their argument can be summarized like this. Sustainable development, important, okay? Coexistence between humans and nature, important, but not a concept with any objective and scientific utility. Sacrifice of nature is inevitable in the process of economic development. So merely a concept implying different forms of economic development. This means up to 1990s industrialization, that is, if we call traditional process, but traditional form. However, sustainable development is the same on the basis of sacrifice of nature, just different forms of economic development. So desirably for economic survival or utility or for successful economy, that terminology will be more suitable. So there is no such thing as a sustainable development, which is a rhetorical, ideological term for those who wish to continue destructive growth. So the terminology, rather than sustainable development, maybe ecological sustainability will be more suitable. And again, another part then had the hot debate among scholars, weak sustainability, strong sustainability, and on the basis of the resources. Sustainable development is on the basis of just the natural resource. However, for improving economic development, material affluence, or for conservation of nature, not only nature resource, human-made capital, human capital, social capital, all kinds of resources should be considered together. So the different perspective on how to use those four categories of resources. So they suggested different perspective, weak sustainability, strong sustainability. That was also hot issues of the debate. All right. Based on those things, I could draw four categories as the limitations on sustainable development. The first one is horizontal perspective. Horizontal, not inclusive coverage of social sectors, less efficient approach to the achievement of sustainable development goals, no mechanism for driving social consensus. Okay, then I will go back to the original concept and implications suggested by United Nations in 1980s here. Okay, three conceptual component. Then United Nations, when they suggested this integrated model, three things they thought three things are equally important, all right? Then we can find very easily the goal of economic development, the goal of environment conservation, the goal of poverty, they are in conflict. This means if we promote the goal of economic, then the goal of society will be very, very beneficial, okay? Interactively beneficial. However, the goal of conservation, they cannot be achieved. Therefore, I think their perspective is horizontal perspective. Three things are equally important. However, there is no way to overcome the conflict among these three goals. Okay, and also here, society is composed of so many things as your major area, like technology. According to the level of technology, then economic development and the conservation of environment will be different. And how many population we have according to that. So population has two aspects. One is quality, the other one is quantity. For example, 100 population, their impact on nature. 10,000 population, their impact on nature, different. That's the quantity. However, in terms of quality, 100 American, 100 Bangladeshi, their lifestyle will be more impact on nature, American. So population has two aspects in relation to environment, nature, quality and quantity. So, and what institution we launch in society. Therefore, society is composed of so many social sectors. However, then United Nations considered only one thing, poverty, all right? So the main point, my main point is the first one, horizontal perspective. Goal of this component of sustainable development, conservation development, increasing material affluence and the convenience in life. Viewing these three goals are equally important. Three goals are in conflict. So none leaves no control tower to solve the conflict. Therefore, still result in human-induced societal challenges causing climate change, water security, and disaster risk like that. So I would like very strongly the horizontal perspective should be changed to vertical perspective. This means environmental should be placed at the top. Then economic and society, the same level. Therefore, if the goal of economy is against the goal of environment, then the goal of economic should be controlled. Also should be controlled. They have a mutual relations. This would be we call vertical perspective. All right. So one important limitation is horizontal perspective. All right. Vertical. I think that this would be more desirable for achieving the real sustainable development. Then second thing, limitation is, as I have only poverty, population growth, technology, lifestyle, social institution, so many social related sectors impacting on the sustainability of economy and environment. However, the social sectors not inclusive. So we have to carve more social related sectors. Then if we include many social related sectors, I think the society as a whole will not resulted in a full sustainable development. If we include many things, will result in full sustainability. And the other thing is the less efficient approach to the achievement of sustainable development goal. For example, 17 major goals do not exist independently when we look at very carefully. Rather, they are in a mechanism interacting with each other. For example, here, 40, water security. Then, two goals are interrelated. This means Nansley is focusing on them as if they are independent realities. This means another thing is when if we have a goal A and a goal B, okay, goal A, each goal is like that. Goal B, each goal is like that. However, we compare the two goals. Oh, this goal is just a mean for achieving this goal. Okay, this means the means to achieve the goal are focused more technology-based approach rather than nature-based one. Okay, this means I think engineering, your part is in a broader sense, as I have said to you before, are a means to be mobilized for achieving sustainable development. In this sense, I think my presentation and your presentations are indirectly related. Then, in order to achieve the sustainable development, we have three categories. One is nature-based approach. The other one is technology-based approach. And the last one, social system-based approach. Okay. However, the goal of sustainable development, the sustainable development goal, when we look at, mostly focused on technology-based approach. So engineering is also a technology-based approach for achieving sustainable development, less impact on the nature. Okay. So the difference in the two approaches, nature-based and technology-based. Nature-based through conservation of nature, technology-based through sustainable use of nature and the development of technology. Okay, so nature-based approach would be more desirable from long-term point of view because we can reduce ecological cost, improving eco-efficient. Technology-based approach, I think, you can do very quickly. However, not much, I think, positive for reducing ecological cost and improving eco-efficiency. All right. Then another one is no mechanism. No mechanism for driving social consensus. Sustainable development is promoted by government policy. Government policy are basic guideline and directions. Then government policy regulate the activity of businessmen, activity of human life. Therefore, even though government policy is very, very beautiful, however, enterprise, social organizations, and citizens, they do not accept the government policy. Then government policy alone is not good enough. Therefore, we need social consensus among all social groups. So when we look at sustainable development goal, there is no mechanism for driving social consensus. Okay, yeah. So we need to drive the social consensus. This is the four categories of limitations and how to overcome them. Then the conclusion: sustainable development is the ideology and the practice of present and the future socio-economic development, covering economic, environmental economic society in an integrated framework. Vertical perspective would be strongly recommended along with wide range of coverage of societal sectors in each framework, and also considering of mechanism interacting among the sustainable development goals, institutionalization of how to drive social consensus with the societal sectors in a nation or region, and also introducing the governance system to process of policy making for driving social consensus governance system. Okay, then we need a lot of money for launching the policies related to sustainable development. So if no money, we cannot do that. And also highly advanced technology is required. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, then as the capacity, availability of financial and the capacity of net, like that. All right. Then the final goal is, look, this is, I think you have seen the film Titanic. All right. This is we are enjoying in industrial society, in agricultural society. This one is poor and small Noah's Ark in Christian Bible. Noah's Ark. Agricultural society, we enjoy this one. Then what happened to Titanic? Okay? So I think if we continue enjoying Titanic, our near future in everyday life, all right, then this is a gas mask, not the mask against the COVID-19, gas mask, all right? At the moment, we do not wear gas mask. This is our near future. We continue Titanic. So we are diligent. We are deserved as much as we have done. However, I think dog is innocent. Why dog should wear gas mask? The reason is quite simple. Unfortunately, they are living with humans. Okay? Thank you very much for your kind attention.